All right, we're back. It's Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Jupiter Joe Thomas in studio. Hey, Joe. You know, one of our longtime listeners, Bruce, he messaged me. You mentioned him during the break. I wasn't going to say the name, but he said the name. And so, Bruce, you're out there. Bruce came to see you the other day.
Yes.
And did he tell you he had a beer with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he told you. You know, he came to an appearance. And that Steve and I did a couple years back, and he took me to a Mexican restaurant and bought me some beers, and it was nice. It was on a Friday, so I didn't have to get up the next morning, so I had a few. But anyway, he messaged me off the air, and he came and met with you the other day about annuities, and he said that you already have made him thousands of dollars. He told me.
Yeah, he took advantage. He heard it on this program, the 10% bonus and the 8.25%. And he said to his significant other, why wouldn't we do this? This is a great deal. And I showed him how he could put 10% bonus on your money instantly.
Okay, now let's talk about that a little bit, okay? Because, you know, I told you, I've heard about annuities all my life, okay? And I never understood them until I met with you. We met here before we went on the air together. And I really didn't know what they were. You explained them to me, and at about 2 minutes, I'm like, why isn't everybody into this?
Right.
And this thing about this bonus, tell people, this is what Bruce took advantage of. Tell people what that is, how it works, what is the bonus, and what the bonus is.
Right. On whatever deposit you make over $10,000, we're going to give you a 10% bonus.
That's great.
Day one, and then you can use it to income later on. See, annuities are all about income. That's really what an annuity means. It's annual installments or annual payments, you know, from the Greco-Roman times, right? That's what annual means. So it's an income stream. So this bucket is there for future dollars. When you want to take income, it's going to come into you. And you get the bonus up front, 10%, and then they're giving you 8.25% every year. You don't touch the account. So you're incented to wait. And the longer you wait, the more your money's going to be.
So what happens? Say, I'm just making up a number, but if I have $50,000, I come to you, I put it in an annuity. What's the bonus on that?
$5,000 up front.
Right. Before I walk out of your office, I've made the $5,000.
That's what Bruce was excited about.
What the hell?
Yeah. And then you're going to get 8.25% on the $55,000 that's sitting there.
Get out of town.
That's another $4,500 of interest.
That's amazing.
And then next year you get another $4,000 or $5,000 worth of interest. And then you can turn your income on, which will be about 7% for the rest of your life, Brian. 7% without market risk. Now, the market's doing well. Let's talk about it right now. You know, all the things that Trump said he's going to do, he's doing, and the market is reacting, is doing well. It's going to continue to do well. But take some of your profits out. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, you heard your grandfather tell you this, your grandmother tell you this. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Put some of your money into safety. That's what this is about.
Well, the way that, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. Do not take any advice from me. That's what Joe Thomas is about. And you offer free phone consultations that people can take advantage of no matter where they are in the United States. So call him for your advice. But here's how I look at it. You know, I was just looking yesterday. My daughter moved back to Florida from California, which was great.
Right.
We went out for hamburgers for lunch, and it was $25. She said in L.A. this would have been $65.
Oh, my God.
I couldn't believe that's why she's back, you know, in Florida. But anyway, I was looking at condos, and you can get some good deals on condos right now. But look what the HOA fees are. They're through the roof. And real estate used to be a really good investment in Florida. And I knew people that would buy some condos to rent them and have that revenue stream. But you see what's going on with the real estate market in Florida. With annuities, your money is not at risk.
No,
your money's solid. You don't have to worry about it going up and down like the stock market, up and down like real estate. You don't have the renters to deal with or those HOAs, and you got this bonus. I don't understand why everyone's not in annuity. I know diversification, and I like sure things.
You have to know about it, you know, and that's what this program does. It's information and education. People are educated about it, and you give them information. You know, you also mentioned something which was really important the other day. I was listening to the show, of course, and you were talking about are annuities covered in wartime?
Yeah.
And they are. Once you turn your income stream, it's guaranteed. They use the word guaranteed. Very few things in life I know of are guaranteed. Death and taxes and annuities, you know?
Well, what you said about the market's doing well, that's true. And oil was down the other day, even after this Iran attack. But it's going to go back down at some point, okay? And, you know, when you are retired, you're not out in the workforce. Even people that are high net worth people, you're not generating the income to replace that, or you don't have the time to wait for the next cycle or two, right?
Well, if you have a lot of money, you're diversifying with some stocks and some bonds, and that's what a lot of the wealthy people do, right? I've done this my whole life. But some people have learned that bonds don't go up when interest rates are this and that. So what now people are doing is they're putting their money in the stock market and annuities to have that level of protection. They want the 60-40 or the 50-50 split.
Yeah. And listen, when it comes to annuities, you don't have to be a rich person to get involved. When you call Joe Thomas, he'll talk to you about this, but I think a lot of people are surprised that are maybe middle-class people, that are fixed income people, that even they are at the point where at their income level, they can take advantage of annuities.
Yeah, I mean, most of our clients are starting with $10,000 or $20,000, and some put $100,000, $200,000. It just depends on your level of it.
Hey,
and that's it.
And there's one other thing I want to ask you about before you go, because to me, this is massive, and I was looking for it because I made a note about this to ask you. What's about this income doubler with the health issue? This is insane.
So I have a client this morning who's coming in. He's 77 years of age. And bottom line is, I don't know if you know this, but you talk to Barry Siegel about it all the time. Healthcare is expensive. You go in a nursing home or home healthcare situation, it could cost you $10,000, $20,000 a month. Literally, in South Florida, it's like the average is $12,000 a month. So our annuities have an income doubler. If you get sick, you can't perform 2 of your daily activities, they will double your income. So let's say you're getting $3,000 a month. You get sick, you get a doctor's note, can't perform 2 of your daily activities, they're going to double your income to $6,000 a month. If you're getting $6,000, it's $12,000 a month.
With the doctor's note, I like that. So what happens? My annuity, it's my wife and me on it. Mm-hmm. I get sick, my wife doesn't. What happens?
You're both covered.
Oh, so that doubles. It doesn't matter which one of us falls ill.
You're both going to get it. Yep. It's a lifetime income, and the doubler works for both of you.
Listen,
there's a lot of benefits that people just don't know about.
What I think one of the things, because listen, you hear people talk about annuities, and I've heard them forever, but you got a way of explaining them that is for a layman like me that knows nothing about these things to understand it. And I know Bruce that went to you, he's a longtime listener. He goes to all our appearances and everything. So I've met him many, many times. And he's a regular working guy. He's not some rich guy who's playing at the PGA over here or Trump National. He's a
regular guy, and then most of my clients are regular.
He's a working class guy who's worked very hard for his money. And let me tell you, when he contacted me off the air, he's telling everybody in the world that he walked out making money. Give Joe Thomas a call. Now listen, you can take advantage of this no-charge phone consultation no matter where you're located, and Joe's going to put together a custom proposal based on you and your situation and your income level and your goals and all of that. It's very personalized. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999 and online, JupiterJoe.com. If you missed the number, JupiterJoe.com. All right, Joe, we'll see you later in the week. All right, take care. And that's pretty awesome stuff. And Bruce, you can buy me a beer anytime, Bruce.